Welcome to Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road. This is the 8th in the full trail series, and we are finishing out the easy loop that started with Fixer-Leeco, went out to New Virginia Ridge Road and back to Bald Rock, and now this is going out Cave Fork to Highway 11. This finishes the easy loop, and this is the easiest one of the bunch. Hope everybody enjoys this. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to another edition of Full Trail. Now we're doing Cave Fork in the opposite direction. We just came off of either Fixer-Leeco, Larison, or Bald Rock into the water crossing. Just came out of the water crossing, and now we're going to be going the other direction on Cave Fork, like I said a minute ago. This will take you all the way out to Ashland Camp Loop and Highway 11. A lot of folks do this in this direction after they come off of other trails. Specifically, the one back there is Larison that leads to Fixer-Leeco and Bald Rock. We'll get to those in other editions of the Full Trail videos. Watch our other video, again, we're just going the opposite direction. Sometimes things look different. If you notice there to the right, just as we came down here, there was an offshoot. That's private property. That leads up to that oil exploration area. So you got to stay to the left in this direction to stay on the trail. Another one off to the left there as we cross the creek. It leads back to a fence that's locked, so it's obviously know where you need to be. So just things look different when you go in the opposite direction. There's a rock we can play with putting our tire on. Let's get our left tire on top of that rock so we can start practicing our tire placement. Right over it. I went a little faster than I probably should have. You know, you want to ease up to them and not hit them quite that hard. This is August the 1st, 2025. Had rain through here last night on the 31st of July. A little more water around than would be normally. It drains out of this country pretty fast, so it does not ever get completely dry though. Some of the water crossings may dry up, but there's still water in the creek in other places. Into the water crossing. This was a fairly long one, not very deep. Just take it easy through it. You know, the rocks, you could be hiding rocks down in this water, so you don't want to hit anything too hard. You shouldn't be splashing a lot. Should be moving just enough to keep the water pushed out of your way. right here in front of us. When we came over in the other direction, we went off camber on what is the right side here was the left. So I'm gonna go over the rock this time. It'll have just a very slight drop off as we pull off of it. If you feel like a little fun, a little tiny obstacle, well, there you go. There's a little one. That's about all there is on K4. Say in this direction there's other things to see. This great big rock off to the right. Hopefully you saw it as it pulled up. It's a really nice reflecting pool in the sunshine in the summer. It has different patterns that reflect off of that rock. Fairly interesting. We did meet a vehicle back there while we were stopped for a moment, and that didn't make the video because we had to move the Jeep and get it out of the way. And that's what happens when you meet people. We were luckily in a nice wide spot at the creek where we were able to get out of the way without any trouble. They were on the narrow part coming up to the creek, so we were the ones to get out of the way. Again, we're by this area here where there's a couple what look like driveways. Do not get on those. Those are private property. Stay to the left, up against the trees in this direction. This trail system, the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway, is actually comprised of old county roads. They are technically still in the county inventory, and the Backcountry Byway has, I would guess you'd call it, taken them over for purposes of preservation. And here we go down the longer section of water. I was talking about the Backcountry Byway. I said maintenance preservation. It's really for the off-road community. They manage it. So if you ever need to get a hold of them, ride to dbbb.org. If you need to see any more of our stuff, we are also on Facebook. Same name as the YouTube channel, Nature's Glory Cabin. That's where we do all of our communication through Facebook Messenger. My wife takes all the pictures, and she usually gets the rides up faster than I get the videos up. And she does other things, cabin things and birds and stuff like that. There's quite a bit of stuff on her. We've been doing it for a few years. Enjoy. continue along here, and if you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's a whole bunch of butterflies right here on the side of the trail flying around. Yellow and black, pretty cool actually. And a little water crossing on the way back. These are nice little places if you want to take pictures down the creek. We usually stop in the creek and do that. A bunch of those pictures out on the Facebook page. Couple 3 years worth of trail pictures. Lots of people that ride with us. Some of the stuff we do ourselves. Again, I don't recommend you do these things by yourself unless you really know what you're doing. Even an easy trail like this, you could break something you didn't know was already partly broke. You get out here and you break something. We're pretty experienced, and we usually always, when we get back from a trip, I go over the vehicle as much as I can to make sure that everything appears to be as good as it can be. Welds can break, parts can fail. I mean, I did harder trails earlier. I could have hurt something there and didn't know it. Get over here to an easy trail and a wheel fall off. I mean, you just never know. So unless you got a backup plan, I wouldn't be doing anything alone, especially if you haven't done it in a while. I know people do it. I know they go by maps and a lot of them get lost. I know, how do I know? I've seen them out here trying to figure out where they were, having a crowdsourced map that's not correct. Ride down through here, just don't forget to take in the scenery. I mean, you may think the ride's boring, but you got some pretty nice scenery around here, stuff you don't see everywhere else. We have a lot of folks come down here from, I call them flatlanders, that live in places that don't have any hills to speak of and doesn't have this kind of scenery. You, hopefully you don't take that offensive. Nobody seems to have so far. We get people from all over the country down here. We've had them from as far away as Alaska. The biggest bulk of the folks are like Indiana and Ohio. That's where the biggest of most of them come from, and up in that area as well. kind of content would everybody like to see? If you enjoy this, let me know. Comment in the comment section. If you want to see a particular trail, let me know and I'll try to get to it. I'm trying to get these out pretty quick. That's why I'm doing all the editing and all the narration while I do the video. It's not like my regular trail ride videos that I'm running a couple, 3 months behind on. This doesn't require much editing, so I can get these out a little faster. So if anybody has anything that they're wanting to see, shoot me a message on YouTube comments, and we'll try to get to it when we get a chance. We don't do a whole lot on the southern end yet. We just started doing it recently, and we have to spend some more time down there in order to get some more videos down there. We're still not very comfortable with it ourselves to do it alone. Again, that's what I was saying. If you're not comfortable, you shouldn't do it alone. So once we get comfortable with some of the trails down there, we'll produce some from down in that area. But whatever you want to see, ask us. If we can get to it, we will. Always pay attention to washouts possibilities. Right in this spot we're getting ready to cross here, I didn't mention it in the other video, but this actually is a little worse. It's washed out a little bit. So make sure you go over it carefully and don't drop off into the hole. Make sure you pay attention, especially in those places. I know you might get a little lazy. It's such an easy trail, and then all of a sudden something like that sneaks up on you and you dropped into a hole. So can't say I haven't done it myself, but trust me, when you do it once, you'll remember it. Big ravens came out of that tree. They should have showed up on the video. I believe this is the last little creek crossing on the way out. We still have a little ways to go. I don't know, maybe a mile, maybe not that much. If you're able to come up in here and on off days and go through here nice and slowly, you might be able to see some wildlife. It starts getting busier on the weekends. They don't even make a showing. Too many people, they just stay back in the woods. They're there. You just can't see them, but they can see you. We're both retired now, so we can almost do any day with a little notice. Occasionally there's things we have to do, but with a little notice we can come almost any day. We try to personalize the experience. We don't take big groups. We just take a few people. We don't like more than 5, including us, which means 4 people. And even less is better. 1 or 2. When in doubt, ask us. Give us an idea of what you think you might want to do, and we'll try to work up a ride. We do this for fun. We don't do it to make money. Good thing. We're not making any. We do it for the fun. We want people to enjoy it and remember the place well. And if you come down here and you have a problem, you won't remember it well. There are other people that do guided tours for a fees. That's up to you. Decide what you want to do. Alright, this is the last turn. We're passing the blue gate that we saw when we came down the hill on the other video. You might be able to see that rut in that hill there a little bit, that where it washed out, the rain did. You might be able to see it in the camera in this direction. It didn't show up in the other one. We're going to stay eye to the right and stay out of it. It's not bad. Again, you can do this in a pretty stock off-road vehicle. I mean very stock. You can probably do it on factory 29 or 30-inch tires. No lift required for this one. Now, if you're going to do some of the others that connect to it, those trails have different requirements. This is about the easiest it gets in the backcountry byway. We do have one more that is an easy one, and we'll get around to doing that one. We'll have a video for it. I'm moving along about 12 miles an hour right now, which is a lot faster than usual because it's nice and smooth through here. Do pay attention to the puddles. You never know how deep they could be. Generally not too bad, but that had a pretty good little drop. If I was going too fast, that would have jarred us pretty good. The last big turn up the hill, between the two big gatekeeper rocks, you'll see them as we swing around. There they are, one on the right, one on the left. Climb the last hill. Lots of mountain laurel on the side. Folks call it rhododendron, but it's basically wild rhododendron. This stuff won't grow in your yard. It likes this underbrush type things. They do flower. There's two different kinds of them. They flower 2 different times. One flowers in June and the other one flowers in July. Around the first of the month on both. There's also big leaf magnolias back here. They're not the same as the magnolia in your yard. They lose their leaves in the winter. Looks like paper scattered all over the ground. They have, the older ones have blooms and seed pods. This time of year their seed pods are probably fully developed and getting ready to fall off. A little bit of a wash right there, not much. A couple of rocks, a little bit rougher here, so we'll just take it a little slower. Nothing hard. I ran 4 low the entire way. I think you should always use 4 low in the trails. It's better for your equipment. Transmission will be better for you, and engine and everything. Keep it in the power band, make everything easier. When you're in high range, your tendency on a hill like that might be to give it too much gas, you'll start spinning your tires. You don't want that. You want to just be able to just steadily go along. Alright, we're coming up here to the end of it. We will finish this out by getting all the way out to Highway 11, just so you know. I try to at least get you started and finished when we get on these trails. The end of Cave Fork Road right here at the pavement on Ashland Camp Loop. And you'll need to hook up sway bars and all that good stuff. Get out of the way of a car here real quick and get back in 2-wheel drive. Turning right here onto Ashland Camp Loop off of Cave Fork. Same direction that we, opposite direction as when we got here on the other video. And I'm going to go ahead and run you out here to Highway 11 so you can just see we're back at Highway 11. And from this stop sign here, you'll turn left to go back towards Slade area, Mount Sterling, Lexington, everything. And the right here, you would go to Beattyville. So, thanks for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks for watching.